What's poppin', you guys? What's going on? It's Shy here. Welcome back to another Kate and Shy night show. Round of applause, round of applause. All right, so tonight we're gonna be cooking a little something, okay? So I wanted to make my buffalo chicken ring. Okay, it's quick, it's really tasty, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get our ingredients. All right. Okay, so here we have our chicken, premium, 100% natural, boneless skin breast chicken right here. And then we have cream cheese. So this is 8 ounce. We're gonna be using half of this, so 4 ounces. Then next we have our croissants. All right, I usually always do the Pillsbury Butterflake. Yes. And then tonight's we're going to be using Mexican style cheese, grated cheese, just because you gotta add cheese to everything. All right, cheese makes it taste that much better. And finally, we have our red hot sauce. And tonight I'm gonna be using the buffalo. I usually use any type of hot sauce, whatever I have, but tonight I have the red hot wings buffalo. So it'll actually be a buffalo ring. All right, so first things first, we have to clean our chicken. Okay, so I'm gonna go clean that. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have our clean chicken breast, we are going to cut them up. So we got our cutting board, we have our knife. All right. So I like to cut them up kind of not too small, but you don't want them too big, because then when you're wrapping it into the wheel later on, the chicken tends to fall out, and we don't want that. So I just cut them straight down, and then I'll cut them across like that afterwards. So I really enjoyed this meal. It usually serves, well, LeVar and I, we just kind of cut it in half at the end and do it like that. But I would say it can serve like 3 people. So if you get like 2 of these, then you can serve like 6 people and what have you. So, but I like it. It's tasty. It's relatively quick. The preparation is kind of the most tedious part, just because you have to cook the chicken. You have to mix the cheese cream, or cream cheese cream, the cream cheese and the buffalo sauce that I'll show you in a bit when I'm on that step. But yeah, so that's done. It's all done. I turned the stove on to low temp just to like get it going, and then when it's actually time to cook the chicken, I will turn it up. So now we can set this aside. So now this is where you add your seasonings. I like to use chicken seasoning, soul food seasoning, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. So these are my like main go-to seasonings. I have like a whole plethora over there in the seasoning section, but this is just what I'm gonna use now, because you don't want to add too much seasoning, but you still want to give it like a pop, you know? So we're just going to just a little bit of all of them. All right, and then we just mix it. I love the smell of seasoning. So good. Smells so yummy in my tummy. Okay. So now I'm just gonna wash this off of my hands. Now, and while I prepare the mixture of cream cheese and buffalo sauce, I'm just gonna set this aside, let it marinate for a couple minutes. Just to let it give it some kind of kick. Now I have my bowl, I have a fork that I'm gonna be mixing with. So the cream cheese is kind of really hard, so you can let it thaw on its own and that's the better bet. But I'm going to put it in the microwave for a couple seconds just to help it out. About like half of it. We just leave that for now. See if later on if we need to add more. But as of right now, it's like half. So you see how like I have to mix it, and that's really hard to do. So just to help yourself out, you know. Pop it in the microwave. So I'd say pop that in the microwave for around a minute. Do each minute at a time so you can keep track of what it looks like, and so it's not like too mushy, because you don't want it too mushy either, because then it's not gonna stick to the chicken later on. So while that's doing that, we can take this off. Like I said before, I usually do regular hot sauce, but I've never tried the buffalo one actually, but it should be pretty good. So yeah. Okay, so now you see it's like way more mushy. I can definitely see it's easy to mix now, easier to mix. So definitely just put it on for a minute, but also keep your eye on it, because you don't want it to get too soupy like I said. So now we're just gonna add a little like that. And then you just mix it. So that's what you want. And all of that buffalo in there. Probably add more cream cheese, and this is why it's good to keep your cream cheese out, just so you can add some more. So now we can put our chicken into the skillet and put it on like medium. I feel like that's good, a medium heat, just so it can cook, but you don't have to, so you don't like burn your chicken in 5 seconds either. Your goal is to try to get all of the big chunks out of the sauce. So not that it's too creamy, but you still want to not have too many big chunks, so you can spread throughout the chicken once you add your chicken into it. So now you can just put everything, all the excess stuff away, because you don't need it out. So while you have a little extra time while you're waiting for your chicken to be done, clean up. You know, you want to clean up as you cook, so you don't have to have this big mess once you're done cooking. Alright, so for my sides I'm gonna be making with this while the chicken is being cooked. I am going to be making, some broccoli. This is broccoli cuts that we've had. So I'm gonna use that. And then I'm gonna be cooking these fettuccine pockets as well. So we have regular Alfredo and then a cheesy spinach dip. So throw these bitches together and bon appetit! The kind of fun part, we are going to get a sheet pan, okay? And we are going to make our ring now out of the croissants. So open this up. Ham just to spray my pan a little bit. Here, you guys don't want to see me, right? You want to see how this is done. You want me. Okay. So just so it doesn't stick in the oven. Okay. Throw that. Now you're gonna grab any type of cylinder container about that big. So about like, I would say bigger than the palm of my hand, bigger than the palm of your hand, just so when you're putting it around the ring, it can still fit in your pot. Can you guys see that? I know my light is terrible, but we still gonna do it. We gonna make it work. So now we're just going to unravel this. Gotta be very gentle because it will rip, and if it rips, it takes away the purpose of, it makes it harder later on. So, see, now there's like a whole hole like right there. We don't, not particularly like that. Okay. So now I'm just gonna take it off, and you're just going to place it around your container. I might actually need a bigger one. I'm gonna use a bigger one. So I grab one that's a little bit bigger just so I have more room to work with. So this one is like kind of onto my fingertips. Yeah, so you just wanna push it on over and then grab the next piece and do the same thing all the way around. So it's okay if they overlap. That's perfectly okay. Move it down a little bit so I can have some room. Check on your chicken. Doesn't get burnt, or you don't want it to dry out either. So if your chicken's done at this point, you can stop doing this for a second. Just take your chicken off because you don't want that to dry out either, because you do have to also put it in the oven. And the last thing you want is tough chicken. So my ring is kind of full already, and I still have like one more piece, but I have one more piece to put on my ring, but I still have 2 of these left. So you can just maneuver it back around just so like they all fit nice and calm. So it's okay once again if they overlap or go on top of each other, however you want to do it, as long as they all fit nice. So when you start putting your filling in, it will be good. And it's okay if it hangs off on your table, of course. So you just clean your area before, obviously. You're gonna be cooking on dirty surfaces, right? You can just shove that right there. All right, you're gonna wash your hands from that. So now my chicken is all done, so I'm going to add it into my filling. Okay, so now it looks like that, all nice and mixed. Make sure you get all the mix on the bottom, you know, really get in there. So now we're going to put the filling on the inner corner right along the edge of the bowl. And you can use the bowl as kind of like a guide to hold the chicken there. You can just pack it right on the bowl because you don't want none of the chicken not too high, so you can be able to fold it later on without having it fall out. Kind of like a mountain of chicken. Alright, so now I'm just going to take my spoon just to get all the filling and kind of just put that all over, because we ain't wasting over here, you hear me? Okay, so now we have our chicken all nice and wrapped around our bowl. So now we're just gonna take our Mexican cheese and we're just gonna sprinkle it on top. You know, just kind of lather it on across all around. Laura doesn't like as much cheese as I do, so I won't put that much on here, but you guys can add as much as you want in your own. And then now you are going to slowly take the bowl out so it creates the ring. Look at that. Beautiful, right, ladies and gents? So now you're going to take each line, each little wrap, I guess, and you're going to wrap it around, and on the end you're just going to stick the end on the base of your ring so it kind of curves. So just take it, wrap it around, curve it at the base around the ring, just so it kind of like creates a seal while it's cooking. And it's okay if they're not like equal, like you see how like this side's bigger than like that side, it's fine. It's fine. The more you do it, the less you'll care about how perfect it turns out, because it'll be good regardless. And it won't last long either because it's so good. So you see how I wrapped it around and then just dinged it at the base. So pushed it down to the base. So I wrapped it and then kind of tucked it in on itself. And there is our ring. So now I'm just gonna pick up the little pieces. So now we're just going to, well, first I'm gonna wipe my hands off because we don't want to cross-contaminate with our food, right? So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more cheese, just a little bit, and just sprinkle it on the top of the ring itself. Just so, I'm just a sucker for cheese, so I just gotta have it. I got to have the cheese, you know? And so now that is done, alright, so now we're just gonna let that sit, let it mold, and I preheated my oven for around 350. I'm gonna put this in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. Try putting it on 12, 13 minutes and then check on it. And then if it needs to be a little more cooked, then just leave it in there. But keep your eye on it because the croissants do cook pretty fast and you don't want to burn it. So I'll check back in with you guys. I'm about to put it in the oven. So now the oven is preheated. So now I'm just going to put our ring in the oven at 350 for around 12 minutes. So now we have our ring in the oven. So, and that's gonna be around, it's gonna be in there for around 12, 13 minutes, and then I'm gonna check on it. And you want it to be like a nice golden, fluffy ring. You know what I mean? Like if you ever made croissants or something before, you know what it's supposed to look like. You know what I mean? You don't want it to be burnt. You just want it to be good, nice and fluffy. So we have that, and we have our broccoli is on, and that's cooking. I'm just gonna season it a little bit, but other than that, we're just gonna let it simmer. Same goes with the pasta side. And then that is basically it. So I will get back into you guys with the final results of everything. So guys, this is the final product. You see how it's a golden brown. It looks so good. It's a little ring to it. I can't wait to tear this up. Alright guys, so this is my final result of my meal. So we have broccoli, we have buffalo chicken ring, and then over here we have the fettuccine creamy spinach dip pasta. I can't wait to dig into this. It smells